If you're seeing this exactly now, it's not a coincidence. It's meant to be. Florence Scovel Shinn, back in 1925, unearthed a very specific word. A word she discovered hidden away within a 2,000-year-old Aramaic manuscript. Just one word that, when pronounced correctly, instantly transmutes the energy of poverty into abundance. And here's the really disturbing part. 99% of people have been using the wrong word for years, unknowingly creating the exact opposite of what they truly desire. I'm about to reveal something that Florence only ever shared with 3 people before she passed on. She said there exists a cursed word and a blessed word. And most people are repeating that cursed word every single day without even knowing it. This is why affirmations often don't work. This is why decrees fall flat. This is why you can repeat, "I am prosperous," 1,000 times and still feel broke. Because you are using the wrong word at the wrong frequency. Florence discovered this purely by accident. She was studying ancient texts when she realized that the translation of one crucial word had been deliberately altered. The original word in Aramaic held a completely different meaning. And when she started using the correct word, her financial situation changed within hours. Not in weeks, not in months, in precisely 24 hours. But before I reveal this word to you, I need you to understand the potential danger. Florence warned that using this word without the correct preparation could actually create the reverse effect. It's like plugging a 110-volt appliance into a 220-volt outlet. The power is real, but if you don't know how to channel it properly, it will burn everything out. The first time Florence used the correct word, she was desperate. She had only a few dollars in her pocket, and her rent was due the very next day. It was in the wee hours of the morning when she stumbled upon the manuscript. She read the word aloud, without thinking. She simply pronounced it. And something very strange happened. She felt as if the air around her became thicker, heavier, as if the entire universe had paused to listen. The next day at 11 a.m., she received a letter. An old client who had owed her money for 5 years decided to repay the debt with interest. This wasn't a mere coincidence. The word had activated something, but what happened next was even more impressive. Florence began to research. Why did this specific word hold so much power? What did the ancients know that we've somehow forgotten? And she discovered something that kept her awake for 3 nights straight. This word isn't just a word. It's a vibrational key. The ancient mystics of Egypt already knew this. The Essenes used it in their secret rituals. Jesus Christ even pronounced it in Aramaic before multiplying the loaves of bread. But when the texts were translated, the word was changed, deliberately changed. Do you know why? Because whoever controls abundance controls the world. If everyone knew the correct word, the entire system of artificial scarcity would collapse. So they changed the word in the texts. They taught the wrong word in churches. They propagated the wrong word in self-help books. Florence discovered that 90% of people use the phrase, "I need," when they are making requests to the universe. This is the cursed word. Every time you say, "I need," you are affirming lack. You are decreeing that you don't have. And the universe, which is a perfect mirror, reflects exactly that. More need, more lack, more emptiness. The correct word, the word that Florence found in the manuscript, is not "I need." It is something completely different. and I'm going to reveal it to you now. But first, you need to understand the 3 rules of activation, because without these 3 rules, the word simply won't work. Rule number 1, the word must be pronounced in a state of anticipatory gratitude. This isn't about just pretending you already have it. It's something much deeper. It's about accessing the future memory where you have already received. Florence called this temporal collapse. You are bringing the future into the present moment through gratitude. Rule number 2, the word should only be pronounced once per day, always at the same time. The ancients knew that obsessive repetition actually weakens the decree. The more you repeat it, the more doubt you are demonstrating to the universe. One time, with absolute conviction, is infinitely more powerful than 1,000 times with doubt. Rule number 3, the word must be followed by 17 seconds of absolute silence. Not a single thought, not a single doubt. 17 seconds of complete mental emptiness. It is in this void that the word crystallizes into reality. It's like planting a seed and giving it time to germinate in the quantum soil. Now, I'm going to reveal the word, but before I do, I want you to understand that I am not playing games with you. This word has changed the lives of thousands of people who Florence secretly taught. She never published this in her public books. It was transmitted only by word of mouth. From master to disciple. The word in Aramaic is gabarta, pronounced gabarta, with emphasis on the second syllable. The closest translation in English would be, it is already created. But you are not to use the translation. You are to use the original word, gabarta. When you pronounce gabarta, you are not asking. You are recognizing something that already exists in the quantum field of possibilities. You are collapsing the wave function of abundance into your specific reality. Florence discovered that this word activates a frequency of 432 Hz in the morphogenetic field. This is the same frequency as the natural abundance of the universe. That's why it works so fast. You are literally tuning your personal vibration to the vibration of universal prosperity. But here is the deepest secret that Florence never shared publicly. Gabarta doesn't work alone. It needs to be combined with a second word that creates the field of manifestation. This second word is pronounced mentally, not verbally. It's whispered inwards, not outwards. The second word is Tse-dekai, pronounced Tse-dek. It means divine justice, or perfect balance. When you combine spoken Gabarta with mental Tse-dek, you create a vortex of manifestation that the universe cannot ignore. The complete process is this. You wake up at the time you choose, always the same time. You stand up, facing east. You take 3 deep breaths. At the end of the 3rd exhalation, you pronounce Gabarta. A single time, immediately afterwards, you whisper. Mentally, Tse-dek. Then you remain in absolute silence for 17 seconds. During those 17 seconds of silence, you don't think about money. You don't visualize anything. You simply maintain the feeling that something very important has just happened. Like when you sign a multi-million-dollar contract and you know that your life has changed, even if the money hasn't yet arrived in your account. Florence tested this with a small test group before she was absolutely certain that it worked. Everyone, without exception, reported financial changes within the first 72 hours. Some received unexpected money. Others had ideas that generated wealth. Others found opportunities that were invisible before. But she also discovered something disturbing. A small percentage of people who used the word without following the 3 rules experienced the opposite effect. They lost money. They had unexpected expenses. That's why I'm being so specific with the instructions. This is no joke. The energy is real, and it needs to be directed correctly. Let me tell you about the most impressive case that Florence documented. It was about a woman named Emily, a seamstress, a mother of 3, abandoned by her husband. She owed 3 months' rent and was going to be evicted in 48 hours. Florence taught her the word on a Tuesday evening. Emily woke up on Wednesday at 5 a.m., did the ritual exactly as instructed. At 2 p.m. that same day, an old client appeared at her door. She wanted 20 dresses for her daughter's wedding. She paid everything up front, in cash. The amount was exactly what Emily needed to pay off her debts, and she still had enough left over for 3 months of expenses. But the most impressive thing happened after that. Emily continued using Gabata every day. In 6 months, she had her own dressmaking business. In 1 year, she employed 12 seamstresses. In 2 years, she was selling to department stores. The word had changed not only her immediate situation, but her entire timeline of abundance. You might be thinking, if it's so powerful, why doesn't everyone know about it? Why isn't it in all the books? Florence had to hide this knowledge. She was threatened. She received anonymous letters saying that if she published about Gabata, bad things would happen. She knew too much. She had discovered something that was supposed to remain hidden. Even so, she couldn't keep it to herself. So she created a code. In her published books, she scattered clues. If you know how to read between the lines, you'll find references to a word of power that changes everything. But she never revealed what the word was. Until now. I'm revealing this because Florence appeared in my dream 3 nights in a row. She said that the time had come, that the right people would find this information, that whoever needed it would be guided here. If you're watching, it's no accident. But I need to warn you about the signs that the word is working. In the first 24 hours after using Gabata, you will experience at least 3 of these signs. First, a feeling of inexplicable lightness, as if an invisible weight has been removed. Second, numerical synchronicities. You will see repetitions of numbers, especially 111, 444, or 888. Third, people will contact you unexpectedly, usually bringing opportunities or paying off old debts. If you don't experience any of these signs in the first 24 hours, it means there's a blockage. Florence identified 3 main blockages that prevent Gabata from working. The first is unconscious guilt about deserving abundance. The second is a secret fear of what others will think if you prosper. The third is an attachment to suffering as an identity. To clear these blockages, Florence developed a clearing decree that should be used once, the night before you start using Gabata. The decree is, I release all resistance to divine abundance. I forgive myself for having believed in scarcity. I open myself to receive everything that is already mine by divine right. This decree must be pronounced 3 times, looking in the mirror, into your own eyes. It's uncomfortable. You will want to look away. Don't look away. Maintain eye contact with yourself throughout the entire decree. It's in this discomfort that the clearing happens. Now I'm going to reveal something that has never been documented. Florence discovered that Gabata has a natural amplifier. If you use the word during the waxing moon, the power is multiplied by 3. If you use it in the first hour after sunrise, multiplied by 2. If you combine a waxing moon with the first hour after sunrise, the power is multiplied by 7. But be careful. With great power comes great responsibility. Florence saw people receive fortunes with Gabarta and then lose everything because they weren't energetically prepared to maintain the abundance. Receiving is easy. Maintaining requires constant alignment. That's why she developed the maintenance decree. After abundance starts to flow, you use this decree once a week. Gabarta confirmed. Zedek established. Abundance flows through me to bless the world. I am the channel, not the owner. The source is infinite. This maintenance decree ensures that you remain as a channel of abundance, not as a hoarder. The difference is crucial. Channels prosper continuously. Hoarders gain and lose cyclically. Florence also discovered that Gabarta can be used for others besides yourself. If someone you love is in financial difficulty, you can use the word for that person. But there's a specific protocol. You need their spiritual permission, even if they don't consciously know it. How do you obtain spiritual permission? Before going to sleep, visualize the person and ask 3 times, "Do you give me permission to help?" If you feel lightness, permission has been given. If you feel heaviness or discomfort, it hasn't. Never force it. Forcing abundance on someone who isn't ready is like giving $1 million to a 5-year-old. It won't end well. When you have permission, the process is different. You pronounce Gabarta for, followed by the person's full name. Then visualize Tezedek flowing from the infinite source to them. The 17 seconds of silence remain, but during the silence, you maintain the image of the person enveloped in golden light. Florence did this for hundreds of people without them knowing. Many thought it was luck, coincidence, their own merit. It doesn't matter. What matters is that abundance flowed. And that's the true purpose of Gabarta, to make abundance flow for everyone, to end the illusion of scarcity. There's an even deeper level that Florence only taught to her 12 most advanced students. Gabarta isn't just for money. It's a master key that opens any door to manifestation. Health, love, wisdom, protection. Anything can be activated with Gabarta. The secret is to add a directing word before Gabarta. For health, Refuah Gabarta. For love, Ahava Gabarta. For protection, Shomer Gabarta. For wisdom, Chochma Gabarta. Always the directing word first, followed by Gabarta. Then mental to Zedek, and 17 seconds of silence. But Florence warned, never use more than one combination at a time. Choose what's most urgent in your life, and focus on that for at least 21 days before changing. The dispersion of energy is the greatest enemy of manifestation. She also discovered that some people are naturally more receptive to Gabarta. If you were born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, or 30th of any month, you have a natural affinity with the frequency of the word. It will work faster for you if you have the number 8 strong in your birth date. Also, the 8 is the number of infinity on its side, the symbol of eternal abundance. But even if you don't have these numbers, Gabarta works. It might just take a few more hours for that first sign to appear. Don't give up if you don't see instant results. Florence Scovel Shinn documented cases where the first sign appeared exactly 72 hours later. Always in multiples of 8 hours, 16 hours, 24 hours, 32 hours, 40 hours, 48 hours, 56 hours, 64 hours, 72 hours. Now, If you felt something while I was explaining this, if you got chills, a wave of warmth, tingling, or even a slight dizziness, those are signs that your energy field has recognized the truth. Your higher self knows this information is real. Don't let your rational mind convince you otherwise. Florence said something before she passed that I'll never forget. She said, "Abundance isn't something you attract. It's something you allow. Gabarta doesn't bring anything new. It simply removes the veil, the blinders, that hide what has always been yours. Think about it. All the abundance you're going to receive already exists. It's already created in the quantum field. Gabarta simply collapses that possibility into your physical reality. That's why it works so quickly. It isn't creating anything. It's simply revealing. I'm about to share the last secret now, the most powerful of all. Florence discovered that there's a specific time of year when Gabarta reaches its peak power. It's during the Lion's Gate portal, between July 26th and August 12th. If you use Gabarta for the first time during this period, the results are permanent, not temporary. Outside of that period, you need to maintain the practice to keep the results. Within the Lion's Gate portal, a single, correct activation of Gabarta permanently reprograms your morphogenetic field for abundance. It's like upgrading the operating system of your reality. But don't wait for the portal if you need help. Now. Use Gabarta today, tonight, tomorrow morning. Need is the best time. Desperation is the best fuel. Faith born from urgency is the most powerful. Before we wrap up, I need to talk about the positive side effects of Gabarta. Florence documented that, besides financial abundance, people reported vivid dreams with clear messages, increased intuition to the point of feeling premonitory, encounters with people who change the course of their lives, brilliant ideas that seem to come out of nowhere, spontaneous healing of conditions considered chronic, reconciliation of relationships thought to be lost forever. Gabarta doesn't just change your bank account. It changes your entire vibrational frequency. You become a magnet for everything that vibrates in abundance. And abundance attracts abundance. It's the law. If this knowledge has touched you, honor it. Use the super thanks as your first act of abundance. Not because I need it, but because you need to demonstrate to the universe that you understand the law of circulation. Give to receive, invest to reap. That's how you activate Gabarta, even before you speak the word. And comment now. What color appeared in your mind when I revealed the word Gabarta? That color is an indicator of your receiving channel. Gold means fast money. Green means sustainable growth. Blue means abundance through service. Purple means abundance through spiritual gifts. White means you will be a channel for the abundance of others. The journey of abundance begins with one word. A single word that changes everything. Gabarta. Use it wisely. Use it with gratitude. Use it with the certainty that the entire universe is conspiring for your prosperity. May Gabarta open all your pathways. May Tzedek balance all your exchanges. May abundance flow through you, like the river flows to the sea. Naturally, powerfully, infinitely. But wait, before you rush off to use Gabarta, I need to tell you about the biggest mistake people make. Florence documented hundreds of cases of people who used the word perfectly, received instant abundance, and lost it all in less than a month. You know why? Because they didn't know the sustainability protocol. The sustainability protocol is as important as the word itself. Florence discovered that when abundance arrives too quickly, our energy field can go into shock. It's like walking out of a dark cave directly into the midday sun. Your eyes can't handle it. Similarly, your energy can't handle the sudden shift from scarcity to abundance without preparation. That's why she created the 7-pillar protocol. Each pillar must be activated before you use Gabarta for the first time. It's not optional. It's mandatory if you want to keep the abundance you're about to receive. First pillar, ancestral field clearing. You carry in your DNA the scarcity beliefs of at least 7 generations before you. Your grandparents who experienced the Great Depression, your great-grandparents who lost everything in wars, your great-great-grandparents who faced unimaginable hardships. All that memory of lack is etched into your cells. Florence developed a specific decree to clear this. I now release all memories of scarcity etched in my ancestral DNA. I break all vows of poverty made by my lineage. I am the turning point of abundance in my family. This decree should be done for 3 consecutive nights, always before bed. On the first night, you might dream of ancestors. On the second, you might have nightmares about loss. On the third, dreams of abundance. That's the sign that the clearing is complete. Second pillar, total financial forgiveness. You need to forgive all the people who owe you money, everyone who cheated you, everyone who exploited you. But the hardest part, you need to forgive yourself for all the missed opportunities, all the financial mistakes, all the wrong decisions. Florence used to say, as long as you hold on to financial resentment, Gabarta cannot flow completely. The process is simple but powerful. Write down on a piece of paper everyone who owes you, everyone who financially harmed you, then burn the paper saying, I release everyone from their debts to me. I release myself from all my debts to the past. The field is clear for abundance to flow. Third pillar, preemptive gratitude, activation. Most people give thanks after they receive. Florence discovered that giving thanks before is 1,000 times more powerful. But it's not thanking while pretending you've already received. It's thanking with the certainty that you will receive. It's a subtle but crucial difference. For 7 days before using Gabarta, upon waking say, I give thanks for the abundance that is on its way. I give thanks for the solution that already exists. I give thanks for the door that is about to open. Note that you're not thanking as if you already have it. You're thanking with the certainty of the movement that has already begun in the quantum field. Fourth pillar, breaking the scarcity vow. Florence discovered something shocking. Most of us made an unconscious vow of scarcity as children. Usually between the ages of 5 and 7, when we saw our parents worried about money, we made an inner promise. I'm never going to let my family go through that, or money only brings problems, or it's better to be poor and honest. These childhood vows, they become energetic contracts, blocking abundance your entire life. To break them, you need to mentally return to that moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask your higher self to show you the moment of the vow. When the memory surfaces, tell that child, you are free now. I break this vow. Money is neutral energy. Abundance is our divine right. Fifth pillar, creating the vortex of reception. Florence taught that it's not enough to simply ask or decree. You must create an energetic vortex that attracts manifestation. It's like creating a spiritual magnet. This process takes just 5 minutes a day. For 5 days, sit comfortably. Imagine a golden funnel above your head, with the wide part facing the universe. Visualize abundance flowing through this funnel, like golden liquid, filling your entire body, overflowing into your life. As you visualize, repeat, I am a vortex of reception. Abundance flows to me from all directions. 6th pillar, alignment of the 3 centers. Florence discovered that we have 3 centers of manifestation: the mind, the heart, and the solar plexus. If one of these is misaligned, Gabbarta works only partially. The mind must believe. The heart must feel. The solar plexus must have the courage to receive. To align them, place one hand on your forehead, the other on your heart. Take a deep breath and say, my mind knows I deserve abundance. Now move your hand from your forehead to your solar plexus and say, my heart feels abundance. My personal power receives with gratitude. Do this 3 times in a row for 3 days before using Gabbarta. 7th pillar, preparing the physical space. Your physical space must be ready to receive abundance. Florence was adamant about this. If your house is cluttered, if your wallet is torn, if your clothes are neglected, you're sending signals of rejection to prosperity. 3 days before using Gabbarta, do a deep cleaning. Throw away everything that's broken. Fix what can be fixed. Organize your financial documents. Clean your wallet. Florence would say, the universe doesn't deposit abundance in a dirty place. Prepare the temple to receive the treasure. Now that you know the 7 pillars, I can reveal specific cases that Florence documented. Cases that prove, beyond any doubt, that Gabbarta works when used correctly. Case 1. Robert, an engineer, unemployed for 18 months, used Gabbarta on Monday at 6 a.m. By Wednesday, he had 3 job offers with higher salaries. Florence noted, Gabbarta dissolved his fear of success. Case 2. Sarah, a single mother, working 3 jobs. On the 22nd day, she received an inheritance from a distant aunt. She quit 2 jobs, went back to school, and started her own business. Florence observed, Gabbarta activated her ancestral lineage. Case 3. Michael, 62 years old, lost everything in a scam. He used Gabbarta with resistance. On the 10th day, he received a call about a forgotten labor lawsuit. He won 15 years of back pay. Florence explained, resistance delays, but does not prevent. Gabbarta always works. Case 4. Linda, an artist, used Gabbarta for recognition. A collector bought her entire collection and connected her with a prestigious gallery. In 6 months, her works were worth 50 times more. Florence stated, talent and money are inseparable. Case 5. Thomas, a gambling addict, living on the streets. He learned Gabbarta at a homeless shelter. On the 7th day, he found a wallet, returned it, and the owner, a businessman, offered him a job. 6 months later, he was clean. 1 year later, his family was reunited. Florence declared, absolute despair creates total openness for Gabbarta. But Florence also documented cases where Gabbarta was misused. It's important to know these, so you don't repeat the mistakes. Mistake 1. Martha used Gabbarta to win the lottery. She specified exactly, I want to win the Powerball jackpot. She won. But it was a prize divided among 47 people. She received less than she spent per month on tickets. Florence explained. Excessive specificity limits the universe. Gabarta works best when you allow abundance to come through the best channel, not the channel you imagine. Mistake 2. David used Gabarta, but continued talking about his financial problems to everyone. He complained all day long about being broke. The word worked. It brought opportunities. But David couldn't see them. He was so focused on lack that he became blind to abundance. Florence warned. Gabarta opens doors, but you need to have eyes to see and courage to walk through. Mistake 3. Jennifer used Gabarta, and it worked too quickly. She received an unexpected inheritance of $100,000. She was paralyzed. She didn't know what to do. With so much money, she kept it all in the bank and was afraid to spend it. The money started to create problems. Family members asking for loans, friends being envious, constant anxiety. Florence taught. Stagnant abundance rise. It needs to flow. If you're not ready to make the money circulate constructively, ask for wisdom first, abundance after. Now, I'm going to reveal the advanced variations of Gabarta that Florence taught only to her inner circle. These variations are for specific situations and should be used with even more care. Gabarta Tzedek, Ahava. To attract abundance through relationships, often prosperity comes through people. The right partner, a generous mentor, a loyal client. This variation activates relational abundance. Gabarta Tzedek, Chokma. For abundance of wisdom that generates money. Ideal for those who need ideas, innovation, creative solutions. The money comes as a consequence of applied wisdom. Gabarta Tzedek Shalom. For abundance with peace, some people attract money, but lose their peace. This variation ensures that prosperity comes with tranquility, not with stress. Gabarta Tzedek, Refuah. For abundance that heals. When financial problems are creating physical or emotional illnesses, this variation brings prosperity that restores complete health. Florence also discovered that Gabarta can be amplified with specific crystals. It's not necessary, but it accelerates the process. Citrine in the left hand, while pronouncing Gabarta, amplifies it by 40%. Pyrite in your pocket during the day keeps the frequency active. Amethyst under your pillow programs dreams of abundance. But the most powerful amplifier that Florence discovered was water. Water charged with the frequency of Gabarta. The process is simple. Place a glass of filtered water in front of you. Pronounce Gabarta 3 times, directing the word towards the water. Wait 17 seconds. Drink all the water at once. Do this once a week, always on the same day and time. Water charged with Gabarta creates changes at the cellular level. Florence documented cases of people who, just with the water, without pronouncing the word directly, manifested abundance. It's slower. It takes about 40 days, but it's powerful. For those who have a lot of mental resistance, there is also the Gabarta Emergency Protocol for situations of absolute despair when you need a solution in 24 hours or less. This protocol is intense and should be used only once in a lifetime. Emergency protocol, fast for 12 hours, only water. If you've stumbled upon this message, it's no mere coincidence. It's divine timing at play. Florence Scovel Shinn. a name that resonates with the very essence of manifesting abundance. He uncovered a profound secret way back in 1925, a powerful word, concealed within the depths of an ancient Aramaic scroll. This wasn't just any word. It was a key, a code, that, when spoken with intention, instantaneously transforms the energy of lack into overflowing abundance. And the shocking truth? 99% of people have been unknowingly using the wrong word for years, unintentionally creating the very opposite of what they deeply desire. I'm about to share something Florence revealed to only a select few before she departed this world. A truth about two words, a cursed word and a blessed word. Most people unknowingly utter the cursed word every single day. And that's why affirmations often fall flat, why decrees sometimes seem ineffective, why you can repeat, "I am prosperous," 1,000 times and still feel like you're struggling financially, because you're using the wrong key at the wrong frequency. This is about to shift everything, forever. Now, after your fast, take a cold shower, dress in clean clothes, preferably white, sit on the floor, facing east. Then, pronounce Gabata 7 times, allowing 17 seconds to pass between each utterance. At the end, lie flat on the floor, arms outstretched, and remain in absolute silence for 17 minutes. Do not fall asleep. Maintain an empty awareness. Florence only used this protocol 3 times in her entire life, and each time, the solution materialized in under 12 hours. However, she cautioned, only use this in a true emergency. The energy mobilized is so intense that it takes months for the energy field to rebalance. Florence discovered that Gabata is part of a 12-word code known to the ancients. Gabata is the 3rd word in the sequence. The full sequence is emptiness, desire, Gabata, magnetization, acceleration, manifestation, reception, gratitude, circulation, multiplication, perpetuation, transcendence. She managed to recover 2 more. Kavash for magnetization, Hoda for gratitude. But the complete code remains elusive. Florence bequeathed all her research manuscripts to a secret society, which continues the search for these lost words. Legend has it that when the full code is reunited, humanity will step into an era of unlimited abundance. There will be no more poverty, no more scarcity, no more lack. Everyone will have direct access to the infinite source of prosperity. Until that day arrives, Gabata alone is sufficient. It is the master key that unlocks the main door. The other words are like hallways and additional rooms. But Gabata gets you inside the Palace of Abundance. I must also mention the Guardians of Gabata. Florence discovered that every word of power has spiritual guardians, protectors against its misuse. If you attempt to use Gabata to harm others, the guardians will block you. If you try to hoard abundance, they will redirect it. The guardians ensure that the word is only used for the greater good. Some individuals have reported seeing these guardians in dreams or during meditation. They are described as beings of golden light, without a defined form, but with an unmistakable presence. If you encounter a guardian, it is a sign that you are using Gabata correctly and are under spiritual protection. Florence documented the Gabata synchronization. At 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., thousands of people around the world use the word together. Using it at these times connects you to the global network, amplifying its power. It's like the cathedral effect, a chorus of voices creating divine harmony. Then there is the Gabata lineage. When you teach others, you create a spiritual lineage. Their abundance generates an energetic return for you. Florence had 1,000 people in her lineage. But she cautioned, only teach those who ask. Forcing knowledge wastes energy. As we reach the end of this revelation, I need to share Florence's final discovery. Just days before her passing, she experienced a vision. She saw the exact moment when humanity would rediscover the complete code of the 12 words. It will be when collective suffering reaches an unbearable point, when the illusion of scarcity can no longer be sustained. She saw that Gabarta would be the first word to become widely known. It would begin with small groups, like those of you watching right now. Then it would spread exponentially. Within years, not decades, millions will be using Gabarta daily. This will create a pressure in the morphogenetic field that will force the revelation of the other words. One by one, they will emerge. Different people, in different places, will receive the same words in dreams. Meditations, mystical experiences. When all 12 are reunited, the final veil will fall. Florence witnessed this moment. She described it as the Great Awakening of Abundance. It's not some utopian fantasy. It's simply humanity reclaiming its natural state of unlimited prosperity. A state we lost millennia ago, when we accepted the lie of scarcity. You, who are receiving this information now, it's not by chance. You are part of the first wave, the pioneers who will initiate the change. Every time you use Gabarta, you are not just changing your own life, you are contributing to the collective shift. You are helping to break free from the matrix of scarcity. Therefore, use Gabarta responsibly, with gratitude, with the awareness that it is about so much more than just making money. It is about reclaiming our divine inheritance. It's about remembering who we truly are, beings of infinite abundance, temporarily experiencing limitation. But the experience of limitation is drawing to a close. Gabarta is the beginning of the end of poverty, not just your personal poverty, but poverty as a concept, as a reality, as a possibility. Florence knew this. That's why she risked everything to preserve this knowledge. That's why I'm taking a risk by revealing it. Because the time has come. The moment is now. The change begins with you, uttering a simple word. Gabarta. If this knowledge resonates deeply within your soul, demonstrate your gratitude through super thanks. It's not just a payment. It's an energetic alignment. It's your first official act of conscious prosperity. It is declaring to the universe, I understand the laws. I honor this knowledge. I begin my journey of abundance. And share in the comments. Besides the color, what number appeared repeatedly while you were watching? This number is your personal activation code. Hold it close. Use it. It is your unique vibrational signature in the field of Gabarta. May your journey with Gabarta be filled with daily miracles. May each word spoken unlock 1,000 doors. May your abundance inspire others to awaken. May you be the living example that prosperity is our divine right. Gabarta is now activated in your life. From this moment forward, everything changes, not gradually, instantaneously. The shift has already occurred in the quantum field. Now all that remains is to await its manifestation in the physical world. Welcome to the reality of infinite abundance. Welcome home. Welcome to what you have always been, but had forgotten. A being of unlimited prosperity. Gabarta, Zedek. It is done. It is complete. It is manifested. now and forever.